to the Vedic Lunar Scope for the new moon of the 11th of December, 2015, which will take place at approximately 10:30 a.m. here in the UK. The time that takes place in your particular time zone, you can find out at timeanddate.com. The new moon will take place at about 19 degrees of the sign of Sagittarius and will be in the nakshatra of Jyeshtha. The space that you need to find yourself in today, or I guess I should say you need to place yourself in today, is not an easy one, because you need to enter into a space of surrender. But one part of you is afraid that if you go into that space of surrender and that space of faith, that you're going to lose your strength and that you're going to lose your confidence about a particular situation, a particular thing that you're trying to achieve, where you need to have all of your strength behind you. Well, let me just kind of point out a couple of things to you. You're feeling strong inside of yourself right now because you feel that your understanding of the situation that you're dealing with is brilliantly crystal clear and unflawed, right? Well, your perspective is sharp, but it's not perfect. And the best way to be connected to that perfect perspective is to stop identifying with you achieving a victory or you coming out as successful, and recognize that this happening in your life and you having success is just because it's meant to be. Does that mean that you should enjoy the situation any less? No, you should. But you're being acted through. You're being guided. That's why you got the perspective that you've recently come upon. That's how that came to you. But what's happening is you're losing sight of where this information came from. You're losing sight of how it came to you. You were in the proper place at just the right time, and it just dawned on you, right? Well, it dawned on you, and you were able to see it because all those circumstances came together in a certain way so that you could see them. And the more you begin to, I was in writing the text version of this, I used I-Dentify with a large I, because once you identify with what you're trying to achieve and identify with being successful, then you lose the flow. You remove yourself from the victory that can be yours, the success that can be yours. And what you do is you invite in the opportunity for a fall. One thing that a lot of people don't know about Sagittarius is actually associated with a fall from grace. That can happen a lot in Sagittarius. And that's the potential that can happen right now too. But what you need to do in order to avoid that is to listen, stay sharp, recognize where that crystal clear perspective comes from, be willing to receive further guidance, be willing to be directed in the right direction even more so. Recognize that it's not your intellect that's taking you there. It's something that's much higher than that. Through doing that, you'll have even greater confidence, and that confidence won't be based in your ego. It'll be based in a knowing, an understanding, and one that has a complete surrender to whatever is going to happen with a particular situation. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is associated with Indra, and talking about falls from grace, Indra was the king of the gods, and there are all these mythological stories about Indra falling from his heavenly status as king, and that's something I'm wanting you to be able to avoid today. And in order to recognize and realize where that comes from, I'm going to keep bringing the focus back to this. So if you're the king or the queen, who gave you that crown? Where did that crown come from? Remember that. right? And always have respect for that and have a level of restraint. The best way to do that is to find a space of stillness within yourself, where the mind isn't filled with all this chatter, where the mind isn't filled with all this desire, but instead just wants to be guided to do whatever is the right thing to do and is willing to restrain itself from those things that ultimately are not the right thing to do. The lunar tithi today, as we're leading up to the new moon, is New Moon Amavasya. With this particular energy and the associations with it, there's the potential for pride, not listening to guidance, instead thinking that you know everything, when indeed you don't. The solar lunar yoga today is called Sula, which means spike. The type of spike that this is associated with, though, is the spike that holds something down. And you now need to be still within yourself and let yourself be guided. Let yourself be moved in the appropriate direction as you were moved into this particular moment in time. Just a reminder, my website, if you follow the link below, that'll take you to my website where you can sign up for an astrological service with me, should you so desire. Also, you can read further information about the Nakshatra video course that I did with fellow astrologer Ryan Korzak. That's going to do it for your new moon in Jyeshtha video for the 11th of December 2015. Until next time, please take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.